Good morning. I want to tell you about Trump meeting Orban, but first I have to tell you this story. The school shooting that was forgotten by media. You know, media, they love these school shootings and they write about them. This is the United States. They write about them week after week. But this shooting, they just left. Yeah, it was the perfect story, really. It happened just minutes away from Columbine at this STEM school Highlands Ranch. Yeah. One student who is hailed as a hero, Kendrick Castillo, was killed. 8 others were wounded, and the 2 suspected shooters, Devin Erickson and Maya McKinney, are still alive. Which means, you know, trials, there's a continuation. This is what the media loves. They want to write about it more and more, and, you know, the people will be interested. But they just left this story. So why? Because it was politically inconvenient. It was. To begin with, apparently one of the shooters, Maya McKinney, is the most inconvenient suspected school shooter of them all. He's a trans activist, biological girl who says she's transitioning into a boy. And then the other one, Devin Erickson. Yeah, he was really bad for media. So they just left the story. You know, this guy, Devin Erickson, spent years demonizing traditional Christians and right-of-center Americans as Nazis. Erickson appears to have taken all that hate to heart, according to reports. Devin, this guy, is registered Democrat who hates President Trump, loves Barack Obama, and he has used social media to express his hatred of Christians. Typical, isn't it? So, fake news media, they just left the story. Alright, so Trump and Orban, this is much nicer. I was watching them. They are meeting right now in Washington, and you know, it was a great sight to see these 2 guys. Trump was called to cancel the meeting, but he didn't. And they just look different. If you compare, if you compare this meeting to when Trump met Macron or Angela Merkel, you remember these meetings? Very uncomfortable. Why? Because Macron and Merkel are different. They are. In my opinion, they are not decent people. They are scum. According to me. Orban is a decent guy. And Trump is too. So they get along. Okay, here's some quotes from the press conference. First, Trump, he says, "You've done a good job. You kept your country safe." And he said, "People have a lot of respect for this Prime Minister. He has done the right thing, according to many people, on immigration." And he said, "Europe is suffering from a lot of problems today because they have done it in a different way than this Prime Minister." Yeah, I'm smiling about this because I picture this Merkel, Macron, all the guys in Brussels, you know, Tony Blair, Hillary Clinton, Obama, all these guys. I hope they are watching this meeting because it's a bad day for them. Definitely. Yeah. And then there are some quotes from Viktor Orban, this brilliant politician. He says, "The most important principle remains: from the people, by the people, for the people." And he said, "We are proud to stand together with the United States on fighting illegal migration, on terrorism, and protecting Christian communities all around the world." Yeah. Yes. So I was thinking again about Macron for some reason. I hope he was watching this, listening to this press conference. Finally, I want to talk about the Australian election, which is very soon. I don't remember the date, but it's very soon. And I was watching this guy, the Green Party chairman, Di Natale. Yeah, I didn't like this guy. And this is what he said: we're going to call out the hate speech that's been going on. And then he's talking about all these people. I don't know who these people are, but I'm sure you Australian know them. He says, we're going to make sure that we got laws that regulate our media. So that if people like Andrew Bolt, Alan Jones and Chris Kenny, and I could go on and on and on, if they want to use hate speech to divide the community, then they are going to be held to account for that hate speech. This is so typical Green Party, isn't it? It's very similar to the Swedish Green Party. The Swedish Green Party is very small, but they are so aggressive when it comes to censorship. It's the most aggressive party on censorship. So this, if this Di Natale jerk will get any influence after the election, this is what you can expect in Australia. More censorship. Yeah, they are frantic about free speech. Yeah, they don't like it. So, Di Natale, no, not a great guy. A creep. I would like to say that he's a creep. Yeah, maybe you can confirm this. All right, that's all. Bye.